Fantastic win for Dalton Smith tonight. You think he's world level now?
Yeah, he's proved it. I mean, obviously we know ZEPEDA is world level, and he outboxed him, and then he knocked him out. No one's done that to ZEPEDA before, where he hasn't been able to beat the count. And it was a big step up. You saw how tricky ZEPEDA was. You could see how heavy-handed he was, and I thought it was a major statement.
Regis Prograis was a name mentioned there. Could that possibly next, or is that further down?
Yeah, I love the fight. He texted Kevin Rooney and said, "I'll fancy Dalton Smith fight." Great. I mean, what a great name. I mean, you got the Taylor Catterall, winner or loser. You've got Liam Paro, you've got Subriel Matisse, you've got Devin Haney, you've got Richardson Hitchens. You've got so many fighters at 140, but the aim is definitely to position himself for a world title.
If Adam Smith...
Adam Smith?
No.
He won't make 140.
Adam Smith relinquishes the EBU title. Is there a chance that Dalton Smith could fight for that?
For me, no. I think the only way we go back down to that level is to fight Adam Smith, because that is a big fight, and we want that fight, and we really fancy it. We think we win comfortably. So, I think we'll just have to wait for them to vacate, and we'll see what fight can be made. I think to fight a European guy that no one's ever heard of, after that, it's just a step back. So the only way we go back to that level, I think, is for Adam Smith.
Just one away from the card, Alex Krasuk saying that he's not 100% sure that Fury will turn up for the fight against Alexander Usyk. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be there, for sure.
Eddie, you announced that Dalton's extended his deal with Matchroom. I mean, with a performance like that, how big of a coup is that for Matchroom?
Big coup, because everyone always sniffs around fighters who are out of contract, and Dalton Smith's had a lot of offers. There was a period where he extended his deal before, when Sky were chasing him really badly. When we lost the purse bid, and he spoke to them. He stayed loyal to us, and this time around didn't speak to anybody, just extended his deal, and that means a lot. And Grant's comments. But there's not a lot of loyalty in boxing, and it is a very cutthroat sport, and it's a dangerous sport, and I think it is actually a sport where there should be less loyalty, because you never know when your career is going to end. But when there is, like Dalton showed, and Grant talks like that, it just makes me puff my chest and say, I'm going to take this kid to the world title. And I believe he's going to do it, I really do. And I feel tonight just felt a little bit different in the arena, just like, again, going back to the Kell Brook days, where it just starts to get a little bit bigger, the atmosphere gets a little bit bigger. I've seen lately that because the fight starts so early, fighters are selling 200, 300, 400 tickets. And if your fighter or your friend is on at 5 o'clock, and you live 2 hours away, are you going to stay till 10:30 to see the main event? And tonight, we probably only had 100 or 200 who left out of, 4,500, 5,000, because they wanted to watch the main event. And that's a positive step. And it just feels like the Kell Brook days again, going back to Carson Jones and who was the guy Ricky Hatton fought? Getting old. No, not him. No. The guy who he fought when he was getting a bit older. And then Kell boxed him, tall, upright. No, not Lovemondo, that was at Hillsborough Leisure Centre. Anyway, him. And it just starts feeling a bit better.
Eddie, some good performances tonight from Sandy, from Dalton, and even local boy Flint. Which one stood out for you? Why?
I like the fight between Campbell Hatton and Jimmy Joe Flint, because it's exactly what we want to see. And when I went into Campbell's change room after, he was in tears. And I was actually quite buoyant, really. I was like, mate, that was great. And he was like, I can't believe it, I lost. I said, yeah, but you did everything you could, right? You couldn't have tried any harder, and you lost. So when you go home, at least you can say, I couldn't have done any more. And we all love fights like that. And he gets a lot of undue stick, because he's a really nice kid. And I think all those people that have criticised him in the past can't help but go, fair play, mate. You gave it everything tonight. And all we want to do is see great fights. And that was a great fight. So he's got to get better. But I'd like to make the rematch. And Flint, for me tonight, put in a performance that was more like English title level rather than Central Area title level. But tough shit. He was the opponent and you lost. But I thought Campbell boxed well, actually.
Sheffield got a new star now with Dalton?
Yeah, I think so. I think, tonight, again, you go 4.5, 5. Next time you go 6.5, 7. And when we went to Bramall Lane with Kel, like he had never done, he'd done 8,000, but then we went up to 23 or 24,000 for the Errol Spence fight. So, someone said about Dalton against Regis at Hillsborough. I think that's probably fills this place up nicely. And then when he gets the world title shot, that's the kind of time you can go to Hillsborough.
Tony Bell, you said if the price was right, we were on the box card for odds. Now, I think you've said in the past that of like any boxers you've worked with, if there was any two you could have back you in the streets, it'd be those two. Who would win?
Bloody hell, that's a war, that is.
No.
I don't know, weight, like, what weight would it be at? Because Tony's a big lad, although he looked really well tonight. Could they do it? Mind you, Carl's probably 14 stone now, he's a big lump and all. Do you know what? I hate ex-fighters coming back. That's a fucking great fight. It's a great fight, but let's not do it because I love them both. Do you know what I mean?
Frank Warren reportedly unhappy that the Wilder-Zhang negotiations have been leaked. A lot of people speculated online it might have been you. Any truth to that?
Oh, leaking it?
Not leaking it. But
No, absolutely not. I've answered it and said no. Mike Coppinger actually messaged me about it, and I said no, and he still put the story out because his source was come from somewhere else. But absolutely not. No, I mean, I've got no reason to put that fight out there. And like I said earlier, like myself, George, Frank, His Excellency, we literally talk about 30 fights a week. And that fight, I'm sure, has been mentioned, as has Wilder Joshua, Caballero Dubois, Hergovich Joshua, I don't know, Miller against Jojo, like literally dozens of fights. So that fight is definitely not made.
And last one from me, Jake Paul said the idea of him boxing Mike Tyson in headgear and bigger gloves is ridiculous and absurd. Just your reaction to that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's absurd anyway. But even more so, I mean, if you're going to do it, it's got to be a real fight. And I just don't believe that someone who's 58 should be in the ring with someone who's 26. And someone who's a legend. You know that noise? That's my worst noise in the world. Because you know what that tells you? It's fucking time to get up. I hate that.
Eddie, the IBF ordered Beatrice Ferreira and Yanina Lascano
Yes.
for the IBF lightweight title. Any chance that will be moving forward quickly?
That fight will happen before the end of April, and we'll announce it next week.
Perfect, look forward.
Eddie, how concerned have you been about Ryan Garcia's comments and actions online leading up to the Devin Haney fight?
It's not. I mean, I think his behaviour is concerning, but we don't really know, do we? Like, I don't know him. I don't spend time with him. I don't speak to him. So the people that do know him will make the right decision, and they obviously think he's fine, or at least training's fine and everything. So, Oscar said he's trolling. I'm not sure he's trolling, but maybe there's an element of that. I don't know. But the people around him obviously feel like he's good to go. And what is it, 4 weeks tonight?
And being a Derby man as well, how serious are we getting big-time boxing back to Derby? Because it was actually Derby Storm, I think, and Johnny Nelson back in the day, so a while ago.
I think it would do well at the Velodrome. A big fight, and Sandy deserves that at some point. I thought it was a great performance tonight.
And just very finally from me as well, Dalton Smith obviously smashing it now as well. If you look at his career compared to Kell Brooks at 16 fights in, do you think he's ahead of him? Do you think he can overtake?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I can't remember where Kell. I think when I took Kell on, might have been like 17-0, or maybe might have been 19-0 or something. And the first fight was Love More and Do, up at the Hillsborough Leisure Centre, 1,100 people. The next fight was Rafael Jakovic at Ponsford. We moved up to about 2,000. And then we fought Matthew Hearn, about 8,000 in here that night. But then we went and boxed, I can't remember the order, but Carson Jones, and it was 4,000. And then it was Kevin Bizier, and it was 4,000, 4.5, and it was 5. Basically similar to the numbers tonight. And then it just gets bigger, and then obviously he got his opportunity to fight for the world title. Beat Sean Porter, then he got stabbed, and the world came crumbling down. Then he boxed Jojo Dan here, and then we just couldn't get him an opportunity, and he was up and down, and the Golovkin fight come. He took it. Was it a mistake? I don't know. It was a lot of money, and I think at the time the team were just thinking, I just don't think Kell's going to get the opportunity of a big fight. So did that. I think the bigger mistake was fighting Errol Spence straight after it, but he didn't want to vacate his title. 24,000 at Bramall Lane, Came back. A couple of good wins after that. Zarafa looks like a great win now. Knocked him out here, or points was it? I can't remember. And he's had a great career, and who knows? Still looks well.
Eddie, final one for me. Matchroom secured the promotion.